I am Rossi Kerno, or RC, or Ginge, or Rod, or whatever you want to call me. Abraham to some. I am building a house for my family. Have lived a truly hectic life so far of about 8 different careers, trying to be a rock star, where me and some of my best friends toured around the world, played a load of gigs. After that, I set up a food business called Mother Clucker that sold fried chicken. Then spent 4 or 5 years renovating residential houses in London. Then a lot of carpentry by myself for some friends, built a friend's house with him. And whilst I was doing that, me and my wife Meg have been searching all around the West Country to find a plot of land. We met a lovely lady called Jen through a friend of a friend who helped us find this acre plot and the barn. And here we are. I'm filming the project mostly because I'm a bit scared about filming the project, alongside it being fun to just document it for myself and friends and family. I, I've like sort of 50-50 wanted to film it and 50% not wanted to film it. And I think it's going to confront a lot of fears of me putting myself out there, growing whilst other people are watching, hopefully learning some lessons that you all can learn from as well, and scratching a creative itch that I haven't been able to do. This is Woody, and that is the view from our barn. In London, I've been part of a few planning applications, and this was nothing like that. It felt while we were going through it like it was an extremely long process and that we'd never ever get it. But in hindsight, it was very simple and we didn't meet any major issues. There's a lot of upfront paperwork because we're in an area of outstanding natural beauty, or whatever order ANOB means. We're also in a bat protection zone, the green belt of Bath, really ticking a lot of boxes that we probably should have paid a bit more attention to. We put the application in the middle of June, end of June, and we got it approved on the first week of December. I think the first deadline when you should hear back is after 2 months or 8 weeks. And then we had our deadline extended 5 or 6 times, which, you know, is so worth it now and not stressful now. But when I thought I had like dragged my wife and toddler out of London to the countryside to live out my dream, um, and build a house, and then like, I don't know, 3 months in, I was like, are we actually going to get this? Are we actually going to get it? Have I ruined everyone's lives? Is this, we've spent all of our life savings on this. Is it even possible? And then I was helping a friend out one afternoon in December move some things around, and Meg ran in and was like, "We've got it!" And so we're super hyped. I obviously expected that I'd just be able to start building like the next day. Here we are, the last week of January, and next week will be the first week that we break ground and crack on with the build. We have a portal steel frame agricultural barn, and you can see these steel frames that run all through the barn here. It is structurally sound. The engineer is happy for us to put a new roof on it with the solar panels and isn't worried about the load. The slab, I'm hoping, is totally fine here. The walls are just standard block walls at the moment, and we are going to be battening and insulating and cladding the external face of everything. Because we couldn't do a standard Class Q barn conversion because it's in the area of natural outstanding beauty. I'm just going to say ANOB moving forward, because I can't say those words together. We are not allowed to do the straight barn conversion and had to do a full planning application to convert the barn into a residential building. So one of the rules that's stipulated in that is we're not allowed to change the structure. We are not allowed to go up, out, in, around, anything. We have to leave it as is. And the structure has to be of sound quality, You can't be falling over. You can't have to fix it or anything. It's a ridiculous amount of rules for an empty barn. But luckily, everything is good. The first job, I will be amending the entrance into the field so people who don't have a pickup truck can drive in, and vans with deliveries will be able to get in. So I'm not arguing with people in the street and pissing off all the local residents right from day dot. This is the gate that was already existing when we got here. As you can see, it's a bit of a nightmare for anyone to get in, even me in a pickup truck. We keep slipping here. So if you can imagine like delivery trucks coming in, or even at the end of the project when we need to drive up to the house, we're going to need a driveway. So rather than leaving that till last, I've decided that after being able to take a wee and a poo at the building site, which will be handy, the first thing after that will be sorting out a properly graded in driveway here that is going to then follow up the side of the fence here and over to where we're going to be parking the cars. I am stood on an existing drain that we found in the field. Woody, you're stood on a new one, aren't you? Woody? So I came across this here, even though that it wasn't on any of Wessex Water's sewer plans, which is really good news because we thought we were going to have to dig up the road one of 3 times to connect a new waste to it. So I had some guys come in last week, end of January, to dig all the way down and connect a pipe at like 3 meters deep here and bring me up a new spur here that's 1 meter deep. So that means that I can come in with my digger and only have to dig down 1 meter by myself, which I'm much more confident doing with my limited digger experience, and bring this connection up to the barn where we'll hook up all our toilets, sinks, etc, etc. And the second job, after sorting out our access, which I'll show you in a minute, is going to be building a little poo deck where we can go do our 1s and 2s. The barn came with these cobwebs here and all of these nice ivies that have grown through the walls, and this stunning piece of sexy fabric here. And we also have loads of handy leaves and stones in the floor of what is the 2 bedrooms and bathroom and plant room here. So looking forward to moving in next week.